Hello everyone and welcome to more Plutocracy. We are back with the beginning of a new series, as you could probably tell by the extreme lack of money at the bottom of our screen. We are here with an all new character, and apology if this episode seems slightly slow, my computer seems to be struggling with something. But, as you can see, nice and hard. Bottom reputation, bottom economics, diplomacy and all of those things. Let me cancel that. And most importantly, it's somewhere here. I think it's here. 86%. That's how hard we've gone for. It's a big world. Not realistic, because realistic normally makes my computer do this. So I have to figure out after this what is actually causing this. Because I genuinely do not know what it could be. But either way, actually, I might know what it is. Give me a moment. That one. Let me quit that. Is it not? It does. No, it is quit. Okay. Hopefully that'll fix it. I mean, it seems to have smoothed itself out. But, yes. We have started over on the West Coast. Because I figured out there is pretty much every type of company on the West Coast that you could ever need. Don't get me wrong, this doesn't mean that we're going to lock ourselves over here. We will still travel around. But we will be seeing what we can do. Whether we play with profitability. And I mean this in the best way. I'm not going all the way over here, because all the way over here costs me 4k. These companies are a lot better than that. But no one will talk to me. So, let's kick it off and do what what I always do when I'm starting a game like this. Only doable ambitions and get rid of those and that. And what will suddenly happen is there's only 2 people who want loans from me. So, I guess we're doing this one. Because that'll make us some money. And it'll give me a bit of reputation. We're kind of in an awkward place. I was kind of expecting more people to want loans. Because we can't buy into any of these top ones. Maybe we are going to have to go all the way over to South Carolina. Let's go at 4.4k. We're making the trip. The fact that he's going to New Jersey means that I just messed up which state is the most profitable. Might as well go times 3. My computer can handle it. Apparently not. But, you know, I think it can. Okay. It's a good business. 45 mil market cap. And only the top guy might even talk to me. The rest of them aren't even wanting to talk to me. So we'll go into person search. We'll do some loans. Because loans are important. Loans do actually result in solutions. So, let's make sure we're pushing through and getting our reputation up. Is there really? Okay, no, there's a few more down here. Let's do this one as well. That's 3 done, and we'll get 41k next quarter. Don't know if that's... Oh no, 60k next quarter. Okay, that's pretty good. He's incredible. I don't know why he's not a CEO. He would be my first choice as CEO. Okay, now, when you do start like this, there is one core problem, and that is people might not pay you back. And if people do not pay you back, you're in major trouble. He's already hated me. He's no problem. So we're actually in a pretty decent place. We're still making dividends from our loans. Hopefully we'll continue cracking on. 19k. Yeah, that's pretty good. But that puts us still at lower than we had. But that's because we had to travel here. And maintenance. So we have to keep on cracking on. And let's find us some favourable loans, if there are any. Like, this guy is meant to be a favourable loan. So we're going to go for it. and believe the game. I'm not sure he is, if you ask me. But it is what it is. Well, by that I mean he better be, because I kind of want my money. And we'll buy whatever this is, because we need the money. Well, we don't need the money. We need the item, so we can have the money. This lag is really confusing me. It might be something to do with new OBS. Because it can't be anything to do with the rest of my computer, because there's nothing else running. This is post a restart. The only difference is I updated OBS at the beginning of this game. So all I can think is it's an OBS problem. And if it is, you might not be getting an episode today, which I'm trying my hardest to avoid. This is the second time I've started filming this episode. So let me just shut down literally everything that is I'm fuming with that. We're out of business for a quarter. Let's exit that. Let's definitely exit that. I don't need that open because I don't play their games currently. Okay. Let's see if the game runs any smoother now. Let's just speed it up. Like, I'm out of business, so I can't actually do anything. 29k. That's pretty good. It means everyone is still paying me, which is good news. There is a bank here, and there is someone that would sell me their shares. I'm just not confident that it's worth it. I lose a reputation if I don't sign the deal. So I don't think I'm going to. Instead, I will, let's see, do a couple more of these. The fact that he won't pay me back, the risk is so high with Chloe Johnson there is ridiculous. Let's do this one. The one advantage of a lot of these loans is it's payments per quarter, which is really nice. Gets my reputation up to max, gets me my first star, which I'm going to put into etiquette to give myself a chance at being able to do some negotiations without it being so impactful. We'll fly through, because quarters like this don't leave a lot for us, and items like that also don't. What I might do is go in and do a little negotiation, just to see how much money the loan is actually worth. So for it to be a 10 quarter, I need to be about a 400 return. And to be honest, let's face it, I'm not getting that good a deal most of the time. So I will take that. Really, I need a few shares to make sure I'm over that 2,000 that is initial maintenance. Oh. And someone's not paying me back. He's not paying me back 9.4k. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I would have rather he paid me back, naturally. But let's think. I'm at the point where I'm not sure loans are the answer. Will there be any legislature stuff? If I can get someone loyal, then I can get loans off them, potentially. That is a way to go. I am thinking, let's go to 3 speed. Let's just make sure that this is one of the most profitable businesses. Oh, it's not even close. I have to go up to New Jersey. I was hoping to avoid having to come up here, but I mean 21.8%. And she's willing to actually negotiate with me. I think I have to go for it. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I can do to get a quick start? But I don't think there is. I mean, it's already essentially at 10. So let's see what we can do. That's pretty good. That's 5k a quarter. So that's about a 7er. I don't hate a 7er. So let's just play on. And our objective is essentially now we have to catch up with him. If we can catch up with him, then we might make some money. Some good money. But, you know, normally I'd avoid playing this part, which is because I just view it as such a slow part of the game. I mean, you're quite literally doing negotiations like this, praying that they come all the way down, which she actually did incredibly. So that's like a 5-quarterer. But all of our money. But the advantage for a lot of this is I can now do this. We can fly through a lot of time. It's just not worth 3k this early in. Don't get me wrong, I'm going to lose the reputation, which is a bit of a nuisance. But I already have low enough reputation that I'm not too concerned. Should I be? Possibly. But I'm not. So I'm just going to continue going as it is. He's still gaining, which is a problem. And we're starting to have loan problems. He's refusing to pay back the 10k. I might set myself a goal to ensure that I get all of my money back from all of these stupid loans that I do. So she has to come down to about there, I think, for 2.3. 2.19. I still have to accept it. And we'll just fly through. Yeah, nothing interesting there. I'm going to do it, just for the sake of it. I know I make enough money. And it doesn't make her hate me. In fact, it would have been very awkward if it did make her hate me. Because she is literally the person I'm buying shares off. If I'd have known that before I did it, I'd have probably not even tried. But essentially what we're doing here is I'm doing it until I get 5 successful negotiations. Because if I do it until I get 5 successful negotiations, then I get this. And with that, give myself eloquence, which gives me more rounds. And you know what more rounds means? More rounds means that I can pretty much just keep, hopefully get it, even when I roll badly. I can roll well the next time round. Okay, so now essentially every quarter we're making money. So are they, and they're making a lot more than we are. Which is, I might hold on to my money for a bit. And go for a loan. Because if I go to New Jersey legislature, the 12th of December, if I can get a loyal politician, there is a chance that it won't make people annoyed. Sorry, no, there's a chance I can get a loan from them. Which is always good. And if I can get a loan from them, then I can turn it into a lot more money. So what you're looking for is, when you hover over them, you can see their wealth. This person's worth $1 million. But I don't have the money to go anywhere near any of these guys. Apparently New Jersey is an expensive state. I'm trying to think, where will be a cheap state? Delaware it will only cost me $200 to get that. Let's see. Still not cheap enough. You had a few 8k bids over in the east. Over in the west last time I was doing this. Yeah, we can't get any of these people. So we only have one option. Go back here. Go here. Continue being friends with Alicia here. Alicia. And see, this is more what... Because what I'll do is, every time I'll hit compromise. And pray that I should have just insisted. But I feel like compromising does result in people coming down more. But no, this is the main reason why normally you don't see me doing this part of the game. And I'll start with like $1 million. Or a company. Because this part is slow. And don't get me wrong, it is the hard part of the game. Very much so. And I don't mind doing this part. But as you can see, I'm pretty much... Every quarter I'm going to negotiate with her. Every quarter she's going to come down reasonably. Let's do a compromise and see if she'll come down again. She will not. Agree. 2k. And each one takes about 5 quarters to pay itself off. I could try selling on the stock exchange. It's just probably not worth it. These people with high reputations, I can't even scratch them. But because Alicia here has so much in the company, I'm essentially buying 0.01, 0.02 every quarter, which is pretty decent when you think about it. So there's another 0.4. And we fly through. Most of the events don't matter at this point in the game. Most of the characters don't matter. It's all about getting the money. And the best way to get the money is dividends. The best way to get dividends is talk with Alicia here. The difference there is so marginal that it's not even worth it. Now that is a good deal. That's, again, in the 5 range, but we fly through, and we're sorted. Now, don't get me wrong, he's also becoming a lot bigger here. He's getting bigger and bigger dividends month in, month out, same as me. And if I thought I could get her shares any other way, I would be doing it like that. But yeah, this is pretty much the only reason why I normally would start with more money. But I feel like it's been a while since I've done an episode like this where I've struggled my way through. Here, bribe. The odd one is, either way I can end up out for a quarter. The question is, how much does 3k mean to me? Probably enough that 6k, sorry. Probably enough that I'll challenge him. Get suspended, and just fly through until I can actually do business again, which should be when? Apparently now. Odd. Now, once I'm making 25k a month, what I'll do is I will go and I will do a few deals to get my reputation up. But currently, we're absolutely sorted. Like, there we go. Well, now we are making 25 a quarter. And again, we either bribe him or we lose the money either way. It's sort of an unfortunate one. So let's bribe him and try and get the treasurer on side. It does mean next quarter we can't actually do what I wanted to do because I won't have 25k. I'll have 24.2, which is not as good. So instead, we do a negotiation with Alicia. The one advantage of doing this many negotiations with one person is it pretty much is guaranteed. Just have to pay it, which I didn't want to do. But if I annoy her, there's no way for me to buy into this company. If there's no way for me to buy into this company, I'm not in a good place. Only available New Jersey. Let's see. You're a 10%er, so do that one. This person wants to be a CEO. I don't care. I just have to spend 3 quarters pumping money into things like this. It's just not worth the bribe. It probably was now. Because now I've spent 5 quarters doing this instead of making dividends. In fact, I'm at a worse place than I was yesterday. But you know, we can. He's almost at 1 million in value. I'm at 200k. 200k isn't actually that bad. Do that one. Dumps up my reputation again. And so long as all these people continue paying me back, do this. This one is always worth it. Because it gives you renown. Renown is incredible. Like, it just bumps up your influence. It also allows you to do well in elections, if you ever decide personally to run in elections. No set of time, I wouldn't recommend it. Running elections is a lot of hassle. Do that one. Give me my reputation. If I can do a few today. Oh, I don't like any of these. But she's making the money at least. No, him. 18%. I'm going to do this one. Because he had such low reputation. If I decide I want to go for him, then I can. We're good. It's only a random investor. I don't really care if they hate me. It's sort of the way the game works. People will always hate your character. You can try your hardest to make sure they don't, but the harder you try to make people like you, in all honesty, the more likely they are to not. Kind of like the real world, like that. If you spend ages spending your time changing to make others like you, then there's no guarantee you'll even like yourself. Mwahaha. So I'm trying my hardest. There we go. This one's a fairly decent one, according to the game at least. But that gives me all of the stuff I need, and then let's see if there's another good one, and then next quarter I can go back to buying into the company. Do that one just for the sake of it. And give me a cardinal. That one. He owns a lot in this company now, which isn't good for me. Especially since we're both buying off the same person. Isn't that right? Ava. Sorry, Alicia. I'm Ava. Am I Ava? It's bad that I can't remember the name of my own character. Ella. There we go. So I remembered in the end. Okay, we're now making 100k a quarter. This person I will be hunting down once I get myself collector. But let's face it, I'm not getting myself a collector yet. I'm going to get myself collector in a couple of quarters probably. We're insisting, and if she comes down anywhere, there we go. Instantly made it worthwhile. Probably around a 7 quarter of that one. Really want to be making, by the end of this episode, we need to be making at minimum like 150, 200k a quarter. Because that'll allow us to go back west and actually be making money. Look at him, he's at 2.5. Sorry, I mean 250,000 a quarter. That's a lot of money. And that's the money I need to be making. Which is why if Alicia comes down, I can make that money. That's another 14k. Booyah. Is that another person? Hayden Brown, you've become top of the list. The advantage of those loans were they were allowing me to bump up. But I'm now only at 400k, whilst my opponent is miles ahead of me. The truth is, the opponent is only relevant at this point in the game. At any later point in the game, they just don't matter anymore, if I'm being honest. Nice. She's probably fed up of being harassed by 2 people trying to get all of her shares. She's down at 25% now. I will take the reputation hit if he's going to be a pain. Aiden Lee has been reasonable for once. Normally the chief of police is just a pain. I'm so glad I figured out that there was a speed quicker than 3 times. Because otherwise this episode would be... we would not be covering a lot at all. 250k is my magic number. Because it allows me to go and actually... next episode there'll be interesting stuff to cover. And I want to make these episodes interesting for you guys. I hope you guys can appreciate that. We'll bribe the state treasurer again, I guess. Or we won't. There we go. But, yeah, 250k allows us to actually... no, maybe not. Let me think. Maybe 150k allows us to go back over west and do stuff. I want to try taking over a bank. A lot of you guys suggested that strategy. of taking over a bank and getting federal loans. So it's something I want to try out. But we can't do any of that until probably 80 is what... No, what? 4 quarters will get us another 40k. Yeah, we're floating towards where we need to be. Like, look, there's another 11k at minimum. Like, the minimum price shield... Oh, that's 40k we're getting for this one. 40k is a lot of good money. We just need a few more like that, don't we? Again, ignore... reputation I can always get back. Yes, getting reputation back does cost me money. And I suppose money was what I was protecting there, but... I don't mind. It's ridiculously how profitable this company is. A bunch of people want my money for campaigns. It's not worth it at this point. The loan strategy, and once I'm over west again, west. Once I'm over west again, I'll show you how the loan strategy works. Even though I don't need the money from the loan strategy, it'll still just be, you know, an educational experience. Okay, we are going to do a bit more of this, and then we'll end this episode. I appreciate pretty much all you've seen me do this episode is deal with Alicia Russell. And I hope this doesn't put you off. I might even do this as sort of a setup episode so people can understand what normally goes into the logic. And then at least the next episode will be the episode 1 episode. Because we'll have this foundation of being Ella Mahogany, and the entire... We can set up a beautiful backstory of her moving away from the West Coast. Russell Petrol. Our opposition... Has he taken over Russell Petrol? He's almost taken over Russell Petrol. Which is what's making them such a profitable business. The answer might be next quarter to pump all the money into Russell Petrol to stop him from getting a monopoly of it. And if we stop him from getting a monopoly, then we're actually in a very good place. I'm not making a donation. You can hate me all you want. It's not my problem. Let's go into next quarter and go straight into Russell Petrol. The only reason I'm going to Russell Petrol is to stop my opponent from having free reign over some companies. I did notice he was no longer investing in the main one, which is... But if we can get, like, most of his shares in this company... Timothy Russell, mate, come down. He's just over, which is always annoying. But it's worth 28k. It's all of his shares in this company. Which is always good. Because now, if Connor Patterson starts doing really well with that company, it allows me to do really well. My only wish was that he was a better bank manager. I always hate it when they're like, oh, we'll buy it off you for dirt cheap. I'm going to leave him in. And continue dealing with our bestie, Alicia Russell. Alicia, come all the way down, please. It was good enough. Don't get me wrong, it's actually really bad, but it's good enough. And another one of my core concerns with this game is always that there isn't enough, like, the game always starts really late. 46. Maybe I should try and deal with this. And by really late, of course, I mean... The game is options of when the end of the game is. I've never been particularly fussed about deciding when the end of the game is. I want to be able to set when the start of the game is, if you get what I mean. Like, everything here. I'm not quite sure how we've become so wealthy doing this literal strategy. But it wouldn't have been anything without Alicia Russell. We might even name this episode after her. Because look at this. It's another 63k. This company has boomed. We make a ridiculous amount of dividends a quarter. So, whether we come back, we probably will, because it's such a big company. But I think, starting tomorrow, we will head over to Nevada. We will head over to Nevada, and we will start doing everything we can over in the West. And part of that will be taking over the richest company, and then having to force my opponent out of it. But I hope you guys are excited for an actual, proper, more challenging episode on the channel. And with that, we've only actually got 2 stars, but we've started progressing. So, thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode. Goodbye.